One of the best pieces of advice that I would give to new injectors, or let's just say you're a nurse or you're a physician, PA, NP, where you're thinking, okay, I'd like to transition into aesthetics, or I'd like to go to school just for aesthetics. How should I think about planning for that? The best aesthetic injectors understand two things. First, facial anatomy and depth. That's one thing. So they understand anatomy really well, which fat pads are where. That's rote memorization. So that's a no-brainer. Before you even lift a syringe, you should have that memorized. The second piece of advice is understanding the layers that you need to address. So do you need to be in subdermal, dermal, deep tissue, intramuscular, on bone? Understanding that is what really elevates your results. The final piece that's really important is your hand control and fine needle work. And I am convinced that one of the reasons and that I am able to achieve some of my results is because I have so much experience prior to working in aesthetics with needles and cannulas. Whether, I started IVs for 1,000 years, which gave me the feel. So when I was first trained to do an IV, my preceptor turned all the lights off, put the tourniquet on, and said, I want you to put it on without being able to see it. So it was all based on feel, which was very challenging at the time. But now I can literally put an IV in with my eyes closed, right? Understanding where it bifurcates and all of those things. So the feel is really important. And that's what you're developing when you're gaining your hospital experience or your clinical experience. You need to get some reps in, some repetitions of, this is what it feels like to do an intramuscular injection. That's what the muscle feels like. Okay, this is what it feels like when I push into a muscle. This is what it feels different. This is what it feels like when I'm pushing a subdermal injection or a subcutaneous injection. And understanding that and being really good at that makes you a better injector, right? Sometimes when I'm training people, you can tell that they don't have a lot of needle experience because they're clumsy. It doesn't look smooth. It should sort of look beautiful when you're working, right? It should feel beautiful at least. And so one of my best pieces of advice, if you are brand new and you are just trying to figure out where to step in, is by getting that experience, getting that hospital experience where you're doing procedures, where if you are an advanced provider, know what it feels like to put PICC lines in or A lines, and knowing how to do an arterial stick. All of those things really come down to not only experience, but feel. And when you are good at the feel, you get really good at aesthetics quickly because it comes naturally to you. I hope that helps.